Hello and welcome to the show. Well, it's now June AD619 and the Saxons are seeking revenge against their Scotty neighbours. Let's see what happens. Here are the two leaders of the warband, Lord Ronald MacDonald on the left, leader of the Scotty, and Lord Edwin, leader of the Saxons. Lord Ronald is still smarting from a surprise attack by the Picts, and the Saxons are looking to take advantage of this by raiding a village. Here's the Saxon warband, Lord Edwin and his champion Beowulf at the front and centre. On the right is Elf Lager and on the left Elf Mead. Behind them there are two groups of Hearthguard and one group of missiles, and behind them are four groups of warriors, one of which is 8 strong. The Saxon warband looks quite formidable. And here's the Scotty with Lord Ronald front and centre, with Hamish his champion, and on the left Big Mac Dougal. Behind them 4 groups of raiders. Back right are 2 groups of foot skirmishers with the noble Egg Muffin, noble raider cavalry, skirmish cavalry and missiles. So this is the ground that's going to be fought over. There's a village set at the corner of a river. The river has a ford which is just to the right of the bend, and this will be a minor obstacle. The remainder of the river will be a medium obstacle where it is narrower and a major obstacle where it is widest. Hedges around the village will provide light cover and be a medium obstacle. Patches of rough ground will be minor obstacles and bog will be medium obstacles. There's some high ground to the right of the village and to the left across the river. Big Mac Dougal and 2 groups of raiders will be in the village, with the remainder of the Scotty entering the table from the bottom right. The Saxons will enter the table from the top centre and attempt to cross the area near the ford. Okay, this is Ronald MacDonald's entry point to the village, down this path, in between the fields, and up into the village, which is currently held by Big Mac Dougal, who's obviously been released now from the Picts, and 2 groups of raiders. And the other path going out across the ford to the Saxon point of entry. And Lord Edwin's entry point down the path across the ford and into the village, with the Scotty entering the table top left as we're looking now. So the cards for both sides. Saxons have aggressive charge, goad, carpe diem, well 2 carpe diems and step forth, and the Scotty aggressive charge, darting blow, goad, a strong arm and evade. Force morale isn't brilliant for either side necessarily. Saxons on 6 and Scotty on 5. The Saxon objective is to loot 2 buildings successfully. Let the battle commence. Okay, so we start the game with Saxon leader 2 on turn 1 going first, and that is Elf Mead. So first group goes 9. And the second group 6. Saxon Lord is on with his Hearthguard. Well, I think with that roll he's actually going to bypass Elf Mead. He's got 16. It's -1 pip per dice going across the ford, so he would go 16 less than 13, so he actually is still in the ford. And second group 12. Okay, Scotty leader 1, Big Mac Dougal, having gone out the clutches of the Picts, is now defending the village with 2 groups of raiders until Lord Ronald comes to his rescue. He really needs to get these 2 groups together as soon as he can, so you can move this group over here as fast as you can around to the left hand side. They go 13. That's not too bad actually. And then I guess for the second command initiatives, you can get them to join up. I know he's not quite with them, but he can move up next time. Right, Saxon Leader 1. I think it's worth putting another group, a couple of groups around this side. Now they'll take some shock and slow them down going over the narrow part of the river here, but I want them to be able to swing around to another part of the village. And there's obviously a traffic jam going on here. So first group goes 6. This is Elflager. And the second group goes 11. So they can leapfrog in front. And the final card of the turn is the Saxon missiles, and they've got 8. Again, I might push them out to the flank here. They can swing around and get in on the village. And that's the end of the first turn. Okay, first card up is Saxon Leader 2, Elfmead. Unfortunately, he is blocked by the Lord. In his excitement, the Lord with his Hearthguard has gone straight to the front. But they can't really do anything, so I'm going to have to pass on that one. And Rommel's going to start to make an entry now. We've got the skirmishers. They will go 13. And the second group, 4. They'll go the same direction. I'm going to get them out of the way of the rest of the main body. Scotty cavalry, well, there's plenty of open space here, so we're going to pile down here with the skirmish cavalry. They go 6 + 6, which is 12. Really out the way. I'll push them to one side of the path. And for the noble raider cavalry, they go 13, 19. And both of these cavalry groups are going to go to the Scotty right flank, which will be the Saxon left. Okay, Saxon Lord is up. Lord Edwin. Now, the nature of fighting in these villages with lots of hedges and buildings, it means that formation fighting might be quite difficult. So we'll see how they get on. But they will move up to the edge of the village here, first group. And they easily do that. And the second group will move up to their left, and they will easily do that as well. So that's 2 command initiatives, and for the third they will join up. Righto, it's Scotty Leader 1, Big MacDougall. So he's going to move up. And he's going to draw a card. He's got Goad, which those of you who follow this know I don't like, because I'm not quite sure how to use it. And he's going to move up to his group there, which he does. Okay, Saxon Leader 1, Elflager. He's going to start pushing his groups across the river. Now, this is a medium. They're both medium, so whilst they're crossing this, they'll lose -2 pips per dice. So they go 3. And they also, I think, take a point of shock. This group doesn't go very far either. Well, they're just going to be up behind them. No, they only take a point of shock if they're a formation. Saxon missiles, even though they're light troops or harassing troops, they'll still lose a 1 pip per dice crossing the river. So they will go 8. Scotty Lord is on. First group will go 9. And the second group will also 9, so they're up behind. And finally the Scotty missiles, they will go 10. So I think I'm going to push them out to the left flank. And that's the end of the turn. Okay, Saxon Lord is up, Lord Edwin. I think what he's going to do, again, because of the nature of the close terrain here, he's going to detach this group, charge forward, engage this. I'm not going to allow the second group to actually get in on the conflict or on the combat because of the restricted terrain. They're going to play aggressive charge, so they get +1 onto the to hit roll, and away they go, and they're in. So we'll work out some dice here. The Saxons will have 6, 7 for being elite, and Edwin and the champion will get in, so they will have 12. And the Scotty will have 6, 7, 8. So the Saxons will be hitting on a 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a pretty big hit there. And the Scotty on 4, 5, 6. That's actually a very good reply from them. Okay, let's see what the Saxons do. One kill and 6 shock. Is the kill on Big Mac? No. So 4, 5 shock, 6 kill for the Scotty going back. So that's 2 shock and 1 kill. Is the kill on Lord Edwin? It is not. So it's net 0. Excess shock, yes. The Scotty have 1 excess shock. They go back 1. The Saxons will advance. Okay, so we go again. The Saxons will have 10. And the Scotty will have 5 less 3 is 2, 3, 4. So let's go first. Well, that's a massive hit. All bar 1. And Scotty in return get 2. So it might well be curtains for this raider group. So 3 shock, 1 kill. Is the kill on the noble? It's not. And 1 kill on the Hearthguard. Is that on Lord Edwin? It's not. So another Hearthguard killed. Net 0 again. However, the Scotty have excess shock. They have 4 with 9. So first of all, they go back 5 inches. And then they're broken. Common sense suggests they will break and run out of the village this way rather than clamber over the hedge. Interestingly, they only go 4. And as bad things happen. 1. Now, because the Scotty routed, we'll have to see if the Saxons follow up. They do not, but they will advance 2 inches. Alright, next card up is Scotty Lord. He'll be trying to get in the village as quick as he can. 8. And 8. Okay, so Scotty Leader 1, Big MacDougall, he's up. He's not going to be hanging around with the routed group. He will detach and go and join Lord Ronald, or at least get into a position of safety. And he goes 10. And he can wait by the village entrance. Scotty missiles. That is 15, that's a good move. And Scotty cavalry. Okay, well, they will continue to push around to the right. They go 13. They will raid a cavalry. And skirmish cavalry. They go 19. So both cavalry groups nicely moved up onto the flank here. What effect they'll be able to have is another matter though. Especially as Saxon Leader 1 is now coming over the river. So they're going to lose 2 points, 2 pips per dice. So they will go 7. And the group behind, well, they're still crossing. Scotty skirmishers. Yeah, again, I think they're going to go up to the right hand side. They'll continue moving there. They go 10. And the group at the rear, they need to get a move on. They've gone 13, which is good. Okay, Saxon missiles. They are going to move up, try and get on the high ground, I think, to flank the cavalry. They have gone 12. They lose 1 pip dice there, so they only go 9 actually. We'll get them there, which has left them vulnerable to being run down by the cavalry. And finally, Saxon Leader 2 here, he will push across the river. He will go 9. He'll go 6 because of the ford, minor obstacle. Elf Mead and his second group will just push up behind. Now, uncommanded groups, because that is the end of the turn, are the Hearthguard here. What are they going to do? Well, I think they've got to push into the village. They can't attack, so they'll just come up here. That is the end of the turn. So the situation at the moment is that the Saxons have pushed into the village. They've routed 1 group of Scotty raiders already, so the Hearthguard are running amok. Reinforcements coming across the ford. Left flanking manoeuvre by another 2 groups of Saxons with the missiles on the left. Lord Ronald desperately trying to get into the village to try and save something. He's got his cavalry, both groups, skirmish and noble raider on his right. Skirmishers, foot skirmishers pushing up as well. He's coming along the track, and we've got some missiles over to his left, and Big MacDougall waiting patiently by the gate of the village to come and join the gang. So let's see what happens. One thing I did forget to do at the end of the round was move this uncommanded group back, and they will come into this area here. So they're out of the way of Ronald's advance, and they do that. Okay, Saxon missiles up now. They will move into this rough ground with 2 dice 6. Which they just about do. And they will then fire at the cavalry. 4 4, 5, 6 to hit, 1 hit. They'll be hitting on the Noble Raider Cavalry. And 3 is no effect. Saxon Leader 2, Elf Mead. Okay, well he will, I think he'll come around here and perhaps come this side of the hedge. So group 1 goes 6. And the second group, well, they go 1 inch because there was a bit of dice action for the Ford. Scotty Leader 1, he will just join up with Edwin here. Yeah, don't think there's a lot else you can do. This lot actually probably should have routed as well, gone further. They've gone 11. Now, so the excess on this group is 5. So 5 shock on Ronald's group, and therefore as Big Mac came up, he can use 1 to move and another to take a point of shock off. So they're on 4 now. So Ronald's got to do something there before he can start moving forward. And in fact, what he'll do is play Rally now. 6, well, that's 4 gone immediately. A useful card to have, but rather wasted, to be honest. Scotty Cavalry. Right, Skirmish Cavalry are going to move up here to within 6 inches with 2 dice, which they do. Four, 5, 6 to hit. 2 hits. And 4, 5, 6 shock. 2 shock. Well, that'll slow the Saxons down a bit. The other cavalry, now I think there's enough room here. They're going to run down the missiles. 3 dice 6 plus 6. So they're in. And the missiles have been removed. Scotty missiles will move up to the hedge here, 2 dice, which they do, and they will fire at the half guard. 4, 5, 6 to hit, 3 hits, 5 shock, 6 kill. Oh, it's another kill. Is that on Lord Edwin? It is. Lord Edwin is wounded. Oh dear. So, bad things happen. It's a 4. And a Lord wounded on 4 is 2 points. So the Saxons are also down at force morale of 4, the same as the Scotty. Okay, Elflager's up now. He will move to the front group. Probably should have been there already. And tell them to run down the Skirmish Cavalry. Plays a Carpe Diem, which means that they cannot evade. They get -2 on the move. They only need 5, which they get easily. So the Skirmish Cavalry have gone. Scottish Skirmishers, 2 groups here. Both of them are going to get up and attack those Saxons on the right. I've got a little way to go yet. And finally the Saxon Lord. Okay, so he's down to 2 command initiatives. I think at the moment he's just going to take off those 2 points of shock. And finally, uncommanded groups. This one here will come up alongside Elfmead's gang. They'll lose 1 pip, so they go 11, which is more than enough. And can't join up. And the Scotty uncommanded group there, I think they will just go up on the hedge and protect themselves against the Saxons to their front. And that is the end of the turn. Okay, Scotty skirmishers are up. They're going to move within 6 inches with 2 dice, which they do. And the other group, 7, I don't think that's going to be enough for them. No. But this group, hitting on a 4, 5, 6, that is 2 hits. No effect. Scotty Cavalry, well, like before, they are just going to wait in the wings on the high ground to see if there's any opportunity to come in here and cause some havoc. I suspect at the moment there won't be. They're quite a strong formation here, and there's only 2 skirmish groups facing them, so I might have to think about moving them somewhere else if that doesn't work out. And Saxon Leader 2, Elf Mead, I think he's going to move along to this hedge here. They'll tell the other group to move over as well, but the first group will move up here, which they do. And the second group will making a meal of coming across the ford. There you go, 4 inches. And Saxon Leader 1, Elf Lager. Right, I think it's 1 point of shock off, and that's on this group, and form up. Saxon Lord, I think what he really wants to do is get around the other side of the hut and form up here. So he'll tell this group, or will he actually? No, this group is going to come here. In fact, they're going to... This group will come around here and no further forward than the hut, which they do. He will then detach and go with that new group. And he only has 2 command initiatives, so that is it. Okay, Lord Ronald is up now. I think what he wants to do is get up and join this group here. So let's see how far they can go. That is 9, which I think will be enough. It is. And so that's 1, 2, they can join up in a formation. For 3, well, he probably should have drawn a card at the beginning, which he can't use at the moment. It was fleet of foot. And finally, Scotty Missiles, well, they will just continue to fire at this Hearthguard group. 4, 5, 6 to hit. 2 hits. And it's 5 shock, 6 kill. That's another kill. But there's no shock. Right, so those Hearthguard need to get out of the way. Now, they're an uncommanded group, so they can't go into combat. And of course, Lord Edwin's around here, so he's got himself in a bit of a pickle here. I think he can't leave Edwin, because otherwise he'll be isolated. Tricky one. I think literally they're going to have to stay there. I can't, if I bring them around here, they're in danger of getting hit by the missiles, and indeed another group of raiders as they come in. So perhaps they just drop back a little bit out of close range, so the next time the missiles fire will be long range. And that's the end of the turn. Okay, so things are getting quite interesting now. The Saxons have penetrated the village. Lord Edwin, now wounded, is getting his Hearthguard ready for a potential charge against the raiders, who are the Scotty raiders, who are now supported by Lord Ronald. The Hearthguard to the rear are getting hit hard, and they've lost 3 dead, but no shock at the moment. Meanwhile, Elfmead's second group are struggling across the ford, and his other group has moved up here, and they'll probably be looking to attack the Scotty here. And further over to the left, Elf Lager has got himself formed up nicely here, with the Scotty skirmishers to the front and the Noble Raider cavalry off to his left. Alright, and the Scotty cavalry are actually up next. So I think I'm going to get them to go back to the front of the village. They're in rough ground, so they'll lose 1 pip per dice. They get +6, so that is 12, so they go 9, 15. Right, Scotty Lord. Right, Lord Edwin is wounded, but he's got 6 Hearthguard here, Again, due to the restrictions, there's no way that Lord Ronald can get 2 groups in, but he could detach and go with 1 group here. Right, so Ronald's going to go for it. He's going to play a strong arm. So that means they can launch missiles before they get into combat. They'll move 2 dice 6. Let's see if he makes it. Yes, he does. So it's 6 dice. 5s and 6s are shock. 1 shock only. Well, better than nothing. And then they charge in. Okay, the Scotty will have 11. 6 plus 2 plus 3. And the Saxons will have 6 plus 1 for being elite. 7, 8, 9 for Edwin. 10, 11 for the champion. I'll do the Saxons first, hitting on a 4, 5, 6. Well, 3 hits. That was rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And in return, six hits. Right, what damage on the Scotty? 1 shock, 1 kill. Is the kill on Lord Ronald? Oh, it nearly was. He's lost 1 raider. Now, what's going back against the Hearthguard? It's 4, 5 shock, 6 kill. 2 shock, so they're up to 3. And 1 kill. It's on Edwin again. He's on 2 wounds. Ooh. Force morale check. Or bad things happen rather. 4. That's another 2. Saxons are on 2 force morale and Edwin is on level 1. He's in danger of being killed. Now, we do continue with the combat because it's net 1 but there's no excess shock. And we go again. So it's 5 plus 5 is 10. And it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Less 1 for shock as well, 9. Saxons first. Hitting on 4, 5, 6. And that's better. That's 6 hits on the Scotty. This is a nail-biting fight, especially for Lord Edwin. What's coming back? Again, pretty good. It's another 6 hits. Right, what happens to the Scotty? It is 4 shock, so they're up to 5. And there's 5 of them. So it is not excess shock. Now what's coming back on the Saxons? 4, 5 shock, 6 kill. 2 kill. And 2 shock. Lord Edwin is looking dodgy. Lord Edwin's killed. Lord Edwin has been killed. It's a disaster. It was another kill on the Hearthguard, but Lord Edwin's gone. Oh my lordy. Oh no, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right. He'll sacrifice his champion. Forgot that one. Oh, well, there's a relief for Lord Edwin. But he's in a lot of bother. So it's 1 Hearthguard and the champion killed. Oh my lordy. Literally. And where were we there? So that was 1 kill, excess shock. No, they don't. No, they don't. 5 shock, and both have 5. Lord Edwin nearly lost it there. You don't have to do a force morale check for the champion going, as I understand it. Right, changing tack completely. Scotty missiles, they'll hop over the hedge. They will lose 2 dice. 1 pip per dice. So they just get over. And that probably puts them in close range again. It does. Hitting on a 4, 5, 6. That is 4 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock, 1 kill. These Hearthguard are getting hammered. Dear oh dear. And Scotty Leader 1, Big Mac Dougal, he's going to tell this lot to move forward. Get into the village. And they go 11. Skirmishers, they will attack here. 4, 5, 6 to hit, 2 hits. And 4, 5, oh, another 2 points of shock. So all of a sudden it's going not so well for the Saxons. They've got too excited. They've come over into Dal Riata and they're coming a cropper. Expeditionary warfare perhaps is not their forte. 2 more hits there. And 2 more shock. Right, Saxon Leader 1, Elf Mead, they're going to hop over here. They will lose 2 pips per dice, but I don't think they're going to fail. They're going to play aggressive charge as well. They're over. So it's 6 versus 6, 7, 8. Both are the same warrior class. Saxons first. Hitting on 4, 5, 6. That is 3 hits. Scotty coming back, 4 hits. Alright, Saxons. 3 shock. Oh, 3 kill. 3 kill, right. Is one of them on Elfmead? It isn't. 1, 2, 3. So it's net 3. And that is withdraw a minimum of 6. So they will scramble back over the hedge. And these guys will advance 2. Okay, Lord Edwin is activated. He's in combat. He can't do anything about it. This, I think, is going to be a crunch combat. Scotty will have 8. Saxons 3, 4. Plus 1 for elite, 5. Saxons first. That's 2 hits. Big hit back. It's 5. Lord Edwin's in danger again. Right, what happens to the Scotty? 1 shock. So they're excess. So they're going to go back regardless. However, what do? Damage wise, okay, 1 shock, 1 kill. So on 6 shock. Is it on Lord Edwin? And this time he's got nothing to protect him. No. So 1. Okay, so it's withdraw if excess shock. Yes, they've got 2. So the Saxons are going back. Right, so I knocked Lord Edwin and his little group over there. So I've just looked at the video and sorted it out. So they've got 4 left with 6 shock. Lord Edwin with 2 wounds, and this group of hardguard is 2 with 1 shock. So this combat is now broken, and Lord Ronald has also withdrawn with 6 shock. And Saxon Leader 1, you've got to start taking some shock off. I think he'll take off 2 shock here. And that is the end of the turn. Okay, first up is Saxon Leader 1, Elf Lager. He will take a point of shock off. He's going to play Carpe Diem. They're going to charge forward, and those skirmishers are going to probably be dispersed, and they are. So they lose 1 inch for shock. So it's 9, 10 and 12, so they go 11 inches. They nearly get the cavalry. They're gone. Egg McMuffin runs away with them. And that's the skirmishers gone. Right, next card up is Lord Ronald, Scotty Lord. He'll take 2 points of shock off. And you know what? I think he's going to go in for the kill. He's got aggressive charge. He'll lose 4 dice, 4 inches for going in. So let's see what he gets. He gets 12. That's enough to get in. It's a risky manoeuvre, but he knows Lord Edwin is on the ropes. And they've got a shock as well. So let's work out the numbers. 5 less 2 is 3, plus 5 is 8. And the Saxons will get 4 less 3 is 1, plus 1 for being elite 2, 3. Okay, Saxons first. 3 hits. They can't do any better than that. And the Scotty get, hitting on aggressive charge, they hits on 3s, so they get 5 hits. Okay, damage on the Scotty is 2 shock and 1 kill. So the shock goes up to 6. Is it on Lord Ronald? It is not. It's 1 kill. One shock, 1 kill. And on 7 is the kill on Lord Edwin. He's dicing with death. No, it's not. It's another Hearthguard. Gone. So it's 0 each. So the Scotty have excess shock. They will go back 2 inches. The Saxons have 3 with 7. They're broken. They are broken. So first of all, excess shock. They will go back. So they've got 3 with 7. They'll go back 4. Then they'll rout. Hopping over the hedge, losing a few dice. They'll avoid the river. I think it's academic because it's about things happen. Ooh, 1. So a 1 is a loss of 1. So the Saxons are down to 1 force morale. I thought they were actually down to 0 there, but they're on 1. So that is not good, clearly. Okay, Saxon Lord up now. He's got to detach, obviously, from the Hearthguard here who are running away. They're not doing particularly well over these scenarios, I don't think, necessarily. He's going to detach and move over to the warriors here. He's only got 1 command initiative anyway, but he easily gets over to them and gets a bit of protection. Saxon leader 2, Elfmead. Well, he's only got 3 left with 2. I think realistically he's got to go and help his lord, and so sidle over to the left. He will move, losing 1 pip per dice, but that's enough. Over. And they will form up. So that just gives them a little bit more resilience. The Scotty cavalry, well, they haven't done anything so far. They've just been swanning around. They don't need to do anything. But I think just to cause a bit of bother, they're going to come back around. Oh no, they've got the zone of influence, I think. So perhaps they just back away. I don't think they can go around. Away they go. And they'll just hover in the background, waiting again their opportunity. Right. As an aside, the Scotty missiles have been doing a number on this other group of Hearthguard here, and they will continue to do so. If they get these to break, that will be the end of the game. So it's 4, 5, 6 to hit. 1 hit. 6 is a kill. Another Hearthguard. Well, no, the shock is equal. So they're okay, or he is okay. He doesn't have excess shock. One shock, one man. Okay, Scotty Leader 1, Big Mac Dougal here with his group of 6 raiders. He's got to be careful. He's got the Saxons on the left, but they're outside the village. I don't think they're doing a great deal, even though there's a fair number of them. The noble raider cavalry are over here. May well be able to pin them. But actually, over here, we have a very vulnerable Hearthguard on his own. I'm just checking the pack, and yes, the Scotty have a bounding move. So they're going to go for it. That is 11. Which is just enough. And that's just enough to get in and have a fight with that one Hearthguard. The Hearthguard will get 2 dice, one for the man and one for being elite. A heroic last stand here. And the Scotty will get 8. 6 for the Raiders and 2 for Big Mac himself. Right, the Saxons first, hitting on a 4, 5, 6, 2, 6. Oh, wow, look at that. Great hit. Scotty, in reply, will get 4 hits. So you probably like to think he's going to die, but you never know. Right, so 1 killed in return. Is it on Big Mac? It's not. So at least he kills a raider, as he probably gets slaughtered. Well, he doesn't get slaughtered, but he does actually not fancy his chances. And net 1 to the Saxons. But there's no excess shock, so they stay there. Unfortunately, he has excess shock, so he goes back 2 inches. And he's broken. He goes another 11. Over the ford. His 2 excess shock he will give to these. To be honest, it's all academic because it's a elite unit broken. A roll of 2 is 1 point, and that is definitely the Saxons down to 0 force morale. And that is it. The raid on the village has gone catastrophically wrong for the Saxons there. The Hearthguard here pushing them over the edge finally, with them breaking. But actually I think the missiles, Scotty missiles, did the damage there. The other group of Hearthguard, previously with Lord Edwin, disastrously broke, with the Lord Ronald's gang attacking them. And obviously Lord Edwin getting wounded twice did not help matters at all. I mean, the Saxons actually had a fair number of troops left. They got 2 groups of warriors here, and over on the left flank, completely intact, 2 groups of warriors here. But they've actually got mullered and run away with their tails between their legs. So well done the Scotty. And Lord Edwin, sorry fella, not good enough. Yeah, having looked back at the video there, I don't think there's a great deal to add, apart from the fact that perhaps the Saxons were unlucky with some of the dice rolls. But there we go, that's how it goes. From the perspective of numbers, the Scotty only had 5 raiders killed, and they are light losses. The Saxons, on the other hand, had 8 Hearthguard killed, 3 warriors. The champion Beowulf was sacrificed, and indeed Lord Edwin nearly died. He had 2 wounds and could so easily have been killed off there. They are moderate losses. So that is a Scotty win, so that's plus 2 points. They lose 1 point for the number of their own men lost, plus 2 for enemy troops killed, and they also had plus 1 for a pursuit card at the end, a net plus 4. So plus 4 means that losses are replaced in 1 month. 2 volunteer raiders are added, and the Scotty get a thief's hoard in plunder. Moderate losses for the Saxons are replaced within 2 months. So that translates to a raid by the Scotty in July, which will be uncontested by the Saxons, where they'll gain a thief's horde. But when they start to do some cattle raiding again in August, Lord Edwin will be trying to stop them. So here endeth a raid on a village by the Saxons. Great fun. Grateful if you could press the subs button if not already done so. But apart from that, see you next time, and thanks for watching.